You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Dance Moms After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Dance Moms After Show.
Wait. Oh, Giselle, you were giving real white girl right now. you
were too, Tony. I was right here.
You gotta say something for the weekend. I left it all on the floor in
Chris,
Vegas
you had
last weekend.
swag, man. He was like bankhead bouncing and stuff.
No, what Chris was doing was trying to push me out of the way.
I'm just getting my camera shot.
Oh, dance off! Dance off! Okay, that's enough.
Tony lost.
And Madonna.
You know what, Steven? There's a lot you about to lose too in a minute.
Whoa.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning into AFTERBUZZ TV. Go ahead. Who needs to have a seat?
Oh, Steven, I said he's about to lose a lot in a minute, but he's about to gain a seat.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Brought to you live by Tony Moore.
Brought to you live by Tony Moore. Bing is for doing, and you can have a seat. and we're all having seats over here.
Yeah. Several.
And also recapping the final part of the tell-all from, not Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, from Dance Moms.
Same show.
I know. I just get excited for Abby. We are all so happy to be here, even though technically it's not even the end of the season, or I guess it is, but they're beginning again in a month.
There's a summer season.
It's so confusing, but it's a month away.
I feel like this show's like a year-round thing, though.
It really is,
because
though.
the summer season will take us all the way to December.
The dancing season is all year round.
Yeah, they're living on the dance floor daily.
Dancers never sleep.
I feel like it never ends.
Well, before I forget, I'm Giselle Ugarte, always live tweeting at Giselle Ugarte, and my co-hosts.
Hey, you guys, Jason J. Carter here, and I'm not live tweeting tonight. Sorry about it.
Oh.
Do you ever?
No.
Oh, God.
Hi.
You know what?
It's sabotage. It's Sabo.
I'm going to let you have this tonight because I always allow people to have one, and this is your one. Don't let this shit happen again.
Are you going to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Tony Moore.
Don't want that shit happen again.
Hey, you forgot to say your name.
I did say my name if you were listening.
No,
if you
now
want to
you
say
did.
yours so that we can keep this.
Girls.
Lord.
Come on.
What's up, guys? I'm Cris Cangero. Check me out. Am I? No kangaroo.
No kangaroo. Can we relax?
Cangero.
Can we be nice? It's not hate on Chris Day today.
Oh, yes, it is. Because he brought the hateration and the holleration in this dancery.
I don't even know what holleration is, actually.
It's a Mary J. Blige.
Don't worry about it. And on our couch today, we have a very special guest tonight.
Bless his heart.
We have dancer, choreographer Blyss, who
Hey,
I'm sure
Blyss.
is
Hey, Blyss.
terrified right now.
Blyss, you're
Lot going
awesome.
on.
I actually was watching
Blyss.
you perform with Nicole Scherzinger years ago. I think it was
my
on
God.
Dance with the Stars. No, it was on So You Think You Can Dance.
So You Think You Can
You
Dance.
jumped off this box. I was like, look at them. They're so athletic. You're awesome.
God.
Oh, look at you performing with
This is the
Nicole.
man.
I got whatever you like.
Were you
Oh
creeping
my
over there?
gosh, you took it back.
A little bit.
Like years. I'm a fan.
Steven over there in the booth, say hello.
Hello.
Whoa, that was way West Hollywood, dogs. Try that
Steven's
again.
being mean today. I think we're all
I
a
like
little
this
sad.
spot.
Happy.
We're having a good time.
When is
I like
Steven?
this
When is
spunk.
Steven not mean? Remember that time he hung up on me?
That's true. That's true. Well, you will clearly never forget. All right, let's talk
sass, if
about
you will.
these dance moms. Again, another part of the
This guy.
reunion, which was completely unnecessary. And a lot of our viewers, listeners on YouTube and iTunes agreed. They felt this reunion was completely unnecessary. They talked about issues that we've already gotten past or we didn't even really think had any sort of relevance.
See, we can wrap this up with boring, boring, done. Thank you very much. Next season.
There was the last 10 minutes that were.
But I did like how we did have, we had Sophia's mom, Jackie, and we also had Asia's mom, Kristie, come on the show, talk a little bit more.
Smashing.
With that hair down.
Amazing.
Yes. I finally got my friend request on.
Thanks to me. I sent her a
Yes,
text
from
message
her.
and said, please friend
I think
Chris.
you actually did it on Twitter.
Same thing.
She is into Twitter.
But Kristie, I loved your hair tonight. You let it
great.
down, just beautiful.
She said the one and only time it's going to happen on national TV.
Is that what she said?
Well,
Really?
we tweeted about it. She said there was a fight, and so the ponytail lost. So that's for him.
You know, Giselle, tonight.
I was like, what fight?
I'm like,
yeah,
we missed
okay,
the fight. Shit.
Okay.
I think that's what she said. We tweeted last week. Hi, Kristie.
We're friends.
We're
New
BFFs.
moms, who do you think is better, Maddie or Sophia?
Are we asking us?
Yeah.
You know, I'll go first. Because
course you will.
Yeah, of course I will. 'Cause I'm Jason Carter. You know, I don't to think. It's not so much about who's better. I think that Maddie has her strengths, and of course, this has been.
Okay, if they were in a competition, who would win?
Sophia.
I mean, I think Abby clearly said that. Abby was like, Sophia's this, Sophia's that, Sophia's like all this. And then she said Maddie is very emotional and it comes from her heart.
But Chris,
And
I
that
think
was it.
the reason why Sophia, sorry, but the reason why Sophia would probably win is because of what we talked about last week about Sophia being able to go around the country and train with different people and have different experiences that have allowed her to grow faster and quicker as a dancer that Maddie's not getting, being held back in Pittsburgh and only getting Abby's limited choreography. That's why Sophia's better. It's not that Maddie can't be better than Sophia.
I don't think she can be.
But I'm not saying you're saying that, but I'm saying that's probably the reason why I say Sophia's better than Maddie, not because she can't be better than Sophia.
I think there are a lot of factors that go into this, such as the choreography, who's judging, and things of that nature.
Why didn't Abby have Maddie go against
Make myself laugh.
Sophia? That's what I don't understand.
Clearly.
Is that, clearly Abby brought Sophia into the mix to get the girls to be better, but I don't understand why she wouldn't have them go head to head. Like that, I feel like that would be the best push.
Well,
That's why
didn't
she has
she-
Chloe and Maddie go against each other all the time.
Did she only compete once?
No, a couple times.
I think that she didn't do that because she probably we're talking in terms of this show, but behind the scenes, let's get real with it. Behind the scenes and the politics behind everything, I'm sure she knew that Sophia was leaving. So if Sophia's gone, Abby needs a star player. So if she competes against Sophia and Sophia wrecks her and destroys her morale, how can Maddie be the shining star for the rest of the team that as
How
she's
would it
staying?
destroy her morale, though? She has Kendall going against Maddie all the time.
But Kendall's not regarded as the most amazing, though. Kendall's never ever really that girl that's like, wow, you're a star every week. Kendall's a sporadic star, where Maddie's consistently the bomb.
But
right,
she'd be
but
more
she
the
may
bomb.
be consistently the bomb, but she needs someone to
Push
shake her
her
up a little bit, and that's what Sophia was brought in for. Sophia was brought in so that Maddie can realize that she has to work even harder because, look, there's someone out there that is better than you.
I thought
Well,
so.
I mean,
But do you think it wasn't a hashtag fail on Abby's part? Because that's not what happened.
I mean, it might have been a hashtag fail, and I think she admitted that tonight on the reunion. But that's what Sophia was there for, and we saw it. Like Maddie saw Sophia, and she got a little shaken a little bit.
Rocked her world.
It did, and that's what it's supposed to be.
And a little comment there.
Or
Tell me what you guys thought about the fact that, clearly our host is one of the producers. He's not a dance expert. And he goes, what do you think of Sophia being able to outspin Maddie?
Outspin.
Well, I mean, some people do spin.
Yeah, right? Because Blyss, it is not outspin, it is.
It's definitely a pirouette.
or a
Yeah.
turn
Or a
to, or
turn.
perform more turns to execute more turns than. Okay, the thing that just boggles my mind and it perplexes me week after week after week for
Not
the
boggle
whole.
and perplexed.
It's like, if you're on a dance, there's just so many mistakes that are made by people who should know better. Like, okay, if we're talking about the integrity of tonight's show and watching it, it was just a hot mess altogether. And by him saying that, it's like, come on, Brian, whatever your name is, do your homework. You're on. It's
Jason
like.
is mad about this.
It's like if
let's
I'm
just
gonna-
put it out there
if I'm
before
gonna
you just
go-
try to go this one topic.
Yeah, Jeff. Sorry, Jeff. If I'm gonna
Well,
go.
we were mad last season, too. We talked about this exact same thing. Like, why are they having a host who has...
Listen,
Get Wendy Williams.
when it is your
Oh, because
show.
Wendy Williams is a professional dancer.
But Wendy Williams has done her homework and not said things like outspin.
When it is your
I'm sure he's seen
show,
the season.
and you have your assistant send out the memo to tell people that we have a meeting about the reunion, and I'm hosting, and that's final, you can do that.
No, I'm just saying.
That's why Andy Cohen always hosts the reunion shows for Real Housewives.
And it's effective.
franchise.
Of course, as he should. And Andy Cohen,
Yeah, he's great
He's
at
great,
that.
and he's done his homework, and he's fully
That's why he
aware
has his own show now.
and abreast of what's going on.
That's what happens live.
I mean, it's a small tidbit.
Everyone has a stepping stone. And this is Jeff's stepping stone in order to get more work on Lifetime TV. And I commend you for it.
You're trying to book a job. Wow.
Clearly.
Well, back to the Maddie, Sophia, Lucia thing. As far as I know, I've heard of Sophia through the dance circuit, like through judging and through people that are familiar with the competition world. And I don't know if it wasn't for Dance Moms, if Maddie would be a household name like Sophia became. And I don't know if it was because of Dance Moms that Sophia was like that, but one of the companies I work for regards her very highly. So it's interesting to see that I found out about her on a different medium than because of Dance Moms.
Do you think that could have possibly been the reason? I'm sure the producers of the show also heard the same. That's probably why they recruited her to be on the show.
Yeah, probably.
Because the producer.
So then, like, technically, Sophia
She was on
came
Dancing
up,
with the Stars tonight.
yeah, she came up through the ranks a lot quicker, so to speak, than Maddie. So maybe Sophia would win the Maddie.
Are there rules?
challenge.
I mean, you've been a judge before. Blyss, I'm sure you've been a judge before. In terms of a child like Sophia technically being a professional and not being allowed to compete, would they ever do that?
I've never encountered that.
No, I
personally.
haven't either.
I don't know. I'm just
And I mean, I
saying,
don't know
unfair
if like
advantage.
Sophia now being on like Dancing with the Stars and all these different television shows, if she is still competing, which I'm sure she is, but I don't know.
As
I
far
will
as
find
like
out.
making her being considered professional,
Yeah.
yeah, I've never encountered anything like that before.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, it would make sense to kind of put her in a different rank as a professional now, since she is clearly a professional
Yeah,
versus
she's on TV.
competing against kids that aren't at that level as far
I'm
as
sure
notoriety.
she still competes. I can't imagine her not competing anymore when that's
Right.
her. That's, I mean,
Just
what
a
she
question.
does.
like her
So if you're out
name.
there and please let us know in the
Sophia
comments.
Lucia.
By all
I mean, I
means.
could find out.
I think the show started to get exciting when we saw Kristie Ray, who we're all kind of
Fans.
on Team Kristie.
Team Kristie.
this
Wait,
season.
can we just rewind for a second? Because the only person that was on Team Kristie and Asia from the get-go
Was you.
was me. So
Yes.
let's all just
Was you.
remember that this one, she's my friend. This one, Team Kristie. You guys were rooting
I
for what's
said
her name?
this
Team
season.
Yvette. You guys
I
like
said
Team
this
Yvette and her
season.
daughter.
I was Team
You
Kristie.
did.
I did. I
You
admit
did.
it. I will admit it.
So Kristie and Asia,
Chris
my
G.
people.
I admit it.
Hold on. I was Team Kristasia with you.
Maybe.
I was
Because I remember
team.
Kristasia.
I was Team Evasia.
No, you were all about Yvette.
No,
All about her.
Evasia is what I'm saying. I liked Yvette, but I loved Asia.
You didn't like Kristie though, right?
You didn't like
Right.
Asia though. Like I was like Asia.
I was Team Nakaya. I think
I like
Okay,
Madison.
relax.
But I appreciated Asia, and I said that.
I appreciated
You
Asia.
are very
I just
lively
didn't-
tonight.
Very
Yeah,
lively. Wow.
I know. He's sassy. He's blossomed. Remember how quiet he used to be?
I was very
the
nervous. in
cancer's coming out of the shell.
Oh, that's the problem.
We're
happens.
witnessing history here.
They come out of the shell and they just do too much. Before we move
Nobody
on,
puts baby in the corner.
in a minute, you about to be in the corner. So before we move on, we were talking about like Jeff and the show. The editing of
Awful.
this it's a mess. And I don't notice a lot, but I noticed a lot. Like I noticed when they did a shot in the crowd, apparently someone's child,
Adele.
besides Adele, there was someone's child who was like ready to go, and she was
right
like
to
standing
go.
up, and the mom was like sit down, and she was like and like all that, and then like when they were getting ready for
And the fact that they had children in the audience to begin with, because there were a lot of beeps.
Or we were told that there was no audience there when AfterBuzz wanted to go on set, and all of a sudden there's an audience. I was just shocked.
Maybe
to
they
see
just
that.
didn't, they didn't want you.
I
Like-
mean, I wish people would be more consistent with the things they're saying, because we would have loved to have been in the audience to talk to Kristasia and Melissa and them. But maybe next time.
Jason J. Carter, welcome to LA, where
Haven't you been here for a minute?
Where
everyone
next
says
time.
they can do and know someone, and they know or do nothing.
Yeah. I mean, we would have been the best looking people in the crowd, anyways. Apparently, you can look at all the
We would have asked some hard hitting questions.
right, the non-lookers
Not
in
the
the crowd.
pre-approved, whatever that was. Tony, continue.
Scripted, rehearsed.
Oh no,
ones.
just the way everything was cut and everything was it was horrible.
Yeah. I
Horrible. And there was even a moment where like the camera like shook, and I was like, "Whoa, who approved this final cut?" because somebody got fired today.
Or they didn't, because last reunion was pretty similar, except for the fact that this time they had people come out one at a time, and they'd be like, okay, you can go back. Okay, now you can come
that
out.
was
And then you can go
strange.
back.
That was really
and I was just, I didn't like that, because I feel like the whole purpose of the tell-all is to tell all.
Yeah.
And the whole
And we only
purpose
heard
of the
some.
reunion is to have the people going back and forth.
And the flow of it, it was like we talk. Okay, let's have questions from the audience. Talk. Okay, let's have questions. No, you need a section of questions.
What Downtown Abbey character would you be? No one cares.
Like, I don't watch that show. It makes
Nobody
no sense
watches
to
Downtown
me.
Abbey.
The thing, okay, and that's what it goes
Was
back
that like
to.
a plug for that show? I don't understand. what
don't
It's not,
happened.
even on the same, it's not even on the same network. It was just, again, like bad television. I'm sorry. It was a train wreck that just happened repeatedly over and over again. And the reason why I think they had the moms come out one at a time was because of the factor that there would have been too much talking over each other and too many issues going on throughout the course of the show, because those are 5 or 6.
Every other network does it.
Yep, and
That's
as a
true.
host,
We do
you
it
should
every
be
week
able to
at AfterBuzz
control
TV.
what's being said. Like right now, we all talking. Everybody should be listening to me. But, but you know,
This one.
no, but I'm saying like that's the job of the host. Like in the Real Housewives, I'm using this as an example. They have drama, all kinds of drama throughout the whole
yeah.
season. But all 5 of, or however many of those cast members, they all sit and they all have a discussion. And when it gets to a point that they need to like cease and desist, Andy Cohen comes in and is like, all right, we're going to move on. That's
Or
the
let
job
her
of the
talk.
host.
Let her talk.
Exactly.
Okay, moving on.
So there was no point in having them come out to discuss their issue and then take them back and then have a camera backstage to see their reaction and zoom in and get their reaction. They all should have just been out there to have a conversation, to take questions from the audience and keep the flow of the show.
Agreed. Okay.
Sign me up for producer.
So that being said, we clearly were not happy with the format of the show, let alone some of the content, but let's talk about some of the issues that they did manage to discuss. For example, Kristie talked about Asia coming to Abby's studio, which the moms seemed to think was so absurd. But let's be real, it's not Abby recruiting or necessarily Asia going, it's probably the producers inviting.
Right.
Either way, she talked a lot about her decision to go to Abby because Abby, she seems to think, is the right teacher.
And Asia responds to tough teaching.
They're really close, I think, Kristie and Abby, because there was a point where they cut to them, and when
Yeah, she was like holding her hand.
she was holding her hand when they were saying, Kristie was all like, "Oh, she likes the tough love, but I think Abby's a great teacher." It's just like,
You didn't have to
loving
use-
it
you
there.
didn't
Could
have
she
to
be the
use
new
me to
Melissa?
demonstrate.
You're welcome. What?
Could Kristie be the new Melissa?
She could be. Melissa's gonna be out. But wait, can we just rewind for a second? Because I liked how Candy Apple Cathy asked Vivi about what she learned from Abby, because apparently she went to Abby's studio.
Yeah, very
Nothing really.
briefly.
She goes, what'd you learn from that? Oh, Vivi said it, so it must be true.
It must be gospel.
Does she now go to her studio now?
So,
Vivi does not dance.
Vivi's done.
Vivi is a
Her career
consultant.
has done.
Her career is over.
Already?
yeah.
At 70,
I don't know if
yeah.
it started.
Vivi is a
ever.
consultant.
She takes private classes sometimes with Cathy, her mom. And
Vivi was sitting there with that makeup. It was just like, look, I'm living for the gods right now, Mom.
Now
have a
listen,
seat.
now I watched the Cosby Show and Vanessa wasn't allowed to wear makeup until she was 16.
well, it's
And I
different
don't
in
understand
dance.
how Vivi is allowed to wear makeup at, how old is she?
Because she's
What
on
does the Cosby
television
Show
and
have to
stage
do with
makeup. They probably had
Cathy?
professionals.
She was
about the
adopted.
makeup.
Look, Kathy's just making sure her daughter is happy and living the childhood she should have, so it's all good. But asking Vivi that question was as pointless as I don't know. So
I
it's
don't
like,
even know why they did the commentary in the back if
They
they weren't
coulda
going to
asked,
be allowed to
like-
say anything.
That's what I
That
said.
was silly.
It's silly.
Somebody wasted money in production.
What did you guys think about the idea of talking about Abby as the right teacher? It was something that Kristie mentioned. It was also something that Cathy mentioned. There's the argument that yelling and screaming isn't going to get you anywhere, whereas Kristie thinks, well, you know what, maybe it's a good fit for some kids.
it probably, you know what, to each their own. And, I agree to some extent with that, because Abby has been able to be successful. She has a proven track record, so we can't deny that and discount that. I mean, she has created stars and winners in this genre. And some people do respond to that kind of tough love. Some people do respond to that kind of hard, go hard or go home kind of attitude. I don't think the issue really is with Abby. It's mainly with the moms and their behavior in its entirety. That's what's causing a lot of the drama within the studio. It's not really Abby, because if you strip away the moms and everything, let Abby do what she's supposed to do, she's pretty on point.
Yeah, she is, and I
I'm
don't
still
think
confused as to how she did it though, because you haven't seen her do not one move.
This is like, I want to see her do a Bama real quick.
Just something. I want to see like a pirouette, a something. Like,
You know? No, she gave
that's
you drag queen
possible.
choreography a couple weeks ago.
She did some
she
drag.
actually did it herself.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
but
was
She just
they looked
walking.
like-
walking.
They looked like puppy dog walks. It wasn't very drag.
and she had the
queen.
face. She gave you like,
Did you ever have a tough love teacher?
No.
Really?
no.
It was all just kindness, or were you just the favorite of the bunch?
Well, it was. I've had inspirational teachers. I mean, it wasn't as far as like being tough love. It was inspiring. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what makes a great dancer. I mean, some people can do tough love, and it works for some people. You know what I mean? But I'd rather be inspired because that makes me want to keep going.
When you
know what I mean?
choreograph, do you do tough love?
I do. It depends on. It also depends on the project too. You know what I mean? And the dancers.
And the age group, probably.
Exactly.
Don't you also think that whether or not you respond well to tough love as a student or as if you're working with a choreographer, you are a choreographer, that you're going to be exposed to it at some point.
At some
Yeah.
point.
Whether or not
Exactly.
you're in an audition, a casting, like a job, you're going to be exposed to tough love. So whether or not you respond well to it, you should still be aware of it. And I
Yeah.
don't think I grew up under really tough love. My teacher is just like Abby, which is so funny. The teacher I grew up with until I was like 16. So I
Was
get
your mom
it.
the teacher?
No,
Oh.
no.
Why did
I had Miss Nancy Hayden, shout out. But she was also a very large woman. And she was also very similar.
Shout out when you fall with that.
I mean, it's just a fact.
Did she dance?
She would not dance full out.
Okay.
I mean, she never gave me like
Arms
a
only.
kick your face bop bop, but she was a really great tapper. And she was also like Abby, where she was super strict in the studio. But once, you improved and you worked hard and you responded well to her, when you would be out of the studio, she was a great time. But it was like, when you're in that studio, we're here to work. So
Which is fair.
if you weren't respectful of that, then of course she was going to rip your head off.
Yeah.
Easily, in a heartbeat.
It happens.
And
it
she even
happens.
said the Abby famous thing, which it's not, it's my name on the door.
Yeah.
You don't like it,
You can leave.
Have a
Go
nice
ahead.
day.
Walk out.
Exactly.
But you have to admit, though, it has to be a little hard for those moms to walk out because of the fact of all the exposure they've got from the show.
Yeah.
And you know what? I always thought about that too, because they always go at it so much, and they always go at it with Abby. And I always wondered, like, if they don't like her so much, why don't they just leave? But then, of course, if they leave, they're not going to be on the show. So
I'm not getting that paycheck.
and they're not going to get paid.
I mean, who was saying it? Was it Cathy that was like, "Why don't you just leave? Why don't you just leave?" Or
Why doesn't Cathy just leave?
Cathy needs to have.
Do
a
we
seat,
think
like,
Cathy even has a place on the show anymore? I mean, she's not even using her own dancers. She's always over dramatic.
You need
Do you
that.
guys like
You need
Cathy?
the rival.
We need the
But
polarities.
do we think Cathy is the right rival, or would we maybe be interested in seeing another dance studio?
We never been introduced to another dance studio.
That could be another.
Cathy, I told you, rubbed me the wrong way last week, and and even tonight, like, she's like, "Well, the boys don't get yelled at my studio." Well, first of all, they don't even dance at your studio.
Yeah.
A, and B, like, I personally believe in, like, if you're not in check, you're gonna have to be yelled at. And if it's not always, rainbows and butterflies,
But I think
Maroon 5 quote, but it's not always rainbows and butterflies in real life.
It's compromising.
I think the reason why Cathy still has her appeal is because, I mean, she was an original dance mom.
Right.
So, like, she's still attached to the show. And now, instead of being one of the dance moms, she's now, like, the rival. She's now,
Wait, she was an original dance mom with Vivi as the dancer?
yeah.
Vivi was one of, like, the 5 girls?
Well,
Or the Pyramid Girls?
Well, first of all, Kendall's not an original either. But she was sort of like introduced to the group for one season. And she was always kind of paired up with Mackenzie. But then Mackenzie got good and Vivi retired.
Vivi was like, you know what? She did the Jay-Z. I'm done. I'm not coming back. She'll be back next season.
She's like, I'm good. Where's my ice cream?
But Cathy, Cathy, the thing is that
Where's my
if
cheesecake?
they introduced another, it's like when you're watching Thundercats. They have like, they have all these different villains, but you have the main one, Mumra, right? So Cathy's
Taking
like,
it back,
I can't believe
showing
you
your
remember the
age.
name.
yeah, dude, I was an avid cartoon watcher. Snarf, Snarf. And the twins, Wiley Cat and Wiley Cat. But so if Cathy, is she still very relevant on the show because she's the OG enemy, the OG arch rival?
Yeah.
And they tried. Nakaya and Kaya, they were a different element that came in, but Cathy seems to be the
And they'll
most
be back.
consistent. Right. Can be the
Nakaya
most
and Kaya will
consistent.
be back.
I think she does have, and in this season she has beat Abby. You know, she was
Yeah, but not with her dancers.
But it doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yes, it does matter.
I mean, no, it matters.
Underneath the
like,
Candy
in the-
Apple's name.
It matters
But it
because
doesn't matter. In the
on
dance
principle.
competition world, it does not matter. I'm sorry.
But we're talking about the show. Let's keep it around like the show.
Well, the show is all. If it wasn't for dance competition, there
your
would be
hand
no
is
dance
in my
moms. I'm
show.
But
sorry.
no, Chris, what I'm saying is, when I'm okay,
got really
we
into
can
that
get
discussion.
we can get technical and say, well, they're not her students. In the dance world, of course, right? In the perfect world, it is. But on this show, that's not the case. So this season, she did beat Abby, so that still makes her relevant. Whether we agree with it or not doesn't matter. That's what happened.
I'm sure you could take Abby to another competition. Someone else will beat her.
Yeah.
But they're just making these like.
But they just go to
competitions
intensity all the time.
Where there's like 3 people and one of the other studios
Number 10.
happens to
Right.
be, what do you call it? Candy
Apple.
apples.
And
so they just put them both there. Like, have her go compete against the Larkins. I'm sure she will not be winning. It's just the reality.
But there's also history. There's a story that goes with that. When you watch American Idol and when you watch The Voice and So You Think You Can Dance, they keep people with stories because it keeps you inclined to watching, in addition to the talent that they have.
So that's why they decided to give us The Wedding and Nia's pain disorder this week.
I mean, they have to.
And Mackenzie's
because
foot.
if they didn't do that, if they didn't bring in
And
those
Broadway
other,
Baby.
if they didn't bring in those other elements to
Abby's
make it more
mom.
human, the show would be a total bore. Because let's keep it real, the girls
Like
dancing.
tonight's
I was going to say,
reunion.
like, the reunion.
The girls dancing is not that riveting. I did not cry or see Emmy in any of the routines that were on the show.
It is.
any
It
season.
can be riveting, though, because
can
in
be.
previous seasons we have had, I think, you use this word all the time, and I'm adopting it, but this season there was so much lackluster.
Lackluster.
Just like,
.com.
we have had experiences where even last season I remember saying, oh my gosh, that routine gave me chills. Oh my gosh, I was so proud of so-and-so. She improved immensely.
Right.
Oh my goodness, that made me smile. That made me so happy. I could feel her movement. You could tell she was in her element.
Yes, that reach. That reach.
And I just wasn't feeling that this season. And I don't know if it's because they're tired, they're touring, or are they getting a little too cocky and they're a little...
They're probably.
what's going on?
I mean, they're following Brooke's lead. They're over it.
I personally wasn't mad at Cathy.
Me neither.
Because I feel like she's the only one who actually really, like, ruffled Abby's feathers. Like,
yeah, but she takes it over the top. Like, the thunder comment.
No, you know
Come
what?
on.
Cathy, I
like
told
that.
you, Cathy was always funny until last week when I thought she was just plain disrespectful and nasty 2
And to
weeks ago.
Paige, like,
to
to
a
a
child.
kid.
Like, let's put it all in perspective.
Granted, Abby did that today. Well, in
And
general,
B,
does all the
I
time,
thought
but-
Abby pushed the line tonight. You don't talk about someone's mama.
As she's in the audience.
Especially when they
Or
gotta
her
be
daughter.
like, what, 70 years old? Like,
Or
she's a
older.
grown adult. Like, you don't talk about someone's mom.
past
Like, I wish
grown
one of
adult.
them I could really, like, champion for, but I can't really campaign
But
for
again,
either of
that's-
them when they're both so disrespectful. Like, I'm Italian. You don't disrespect people like that. Like, you don't talk about someone's mama when they're
Or their-
sitting there. Or
Yeah.
their child.
When I saw that, I just figured there is some history back there that we don't know about. So, because for anyone to talk about anybody's mama and be like, she's nothing to me, just like you are, there's some history.
There's something there. I thought the same thing
There's
too.
some history there.
What do you think the history is?
We'll find, but see again,
We'll find out
the
next
relevancy
season on Dance
of
Moms.
and back to the question of does Cathy still have a place on this show? Yes, she does
Not
because
in that tap dancing
Let us know
costume.
if you are on YouTube tomorrow, if you're in the chat room right now,
sequence.
or if you're on
That
iTunes.
outfit
If
was
you
terrible,
think
Cathy.
Cathy should be back.
I
mean,
think she
granted,
does.
don't get me wrong. Obviously, they've already started filming again. Yes, we know that she is going to. But just out of curiosity, from a fan's perspective who's been watching for a long time, are you getting tired of Cathy? Do you want to see new dancers? Do you want to see new people? What is keeping you watching every single week besides our after show?
You'll see new dancers from the Candy Apples. They're having auditions.
No, we know that there are. We
try it
know
out.
that
I'd like
Hadley's
to
gonna,
see some new
Hadley will be there.
choreographers or teachers.
Zach will be there. Kaya and Nakaya will be there. Perhaps Cris Cangero will be there.
that would be
Anthony
great.
Burrell will be back.
Are you trying?
see what
Folks trying to vie for jobs on this
what
show?
they have
What
to
are you
do.
doing?
The girls. The
I'm
thing is,
just being
though,
mean.
is that these girls are being thrown into professional situations when they're clearly not necessarily at that maturity level, and that's why they talked about crybabies tonight. You know, who's the biggest crybaby?
Do they really have to go through all that and like worried about this one crying in the
Some people are
bathroom?
Yeah, I
sensitive.
feel like that was irrelevant.
It was very irrelevant.
In
Some
addition
people
to
are
everything
sensitive.
else.
It was super irrelevant. I just
What's
didn't
wrong with us?
understand.
But that's why. Do you see why? Hi, hey, Steven.
Oh.
Oh, you're not on camera.
Yeah, you are, but it's okay.
I know
Sorry, I
where
had
you
to
were
get my mic fixed
I know
there.
where you were grabbing there for a second. From this perspective.
I was like, whoa,
all right.
watch the hand.
What they're doing with this show is they're trying to create. It's like, okay, Days of Our Lives. Sorry, I'm a
I
big
love
fan.
Days of Our
Me too.
Lives.
How they have all these characters that for years have come back and their stories intermingle. They're trying to create a Dance Moms universe where they have the enemies, the protagonists, the antagonists, and they have all these different filler characters that come in and out to keep the story buoyant. Because if they didn't have anything that was of that nature on the show, what would we be watching every week? Just Abby talking to the girls' choreography and going to competition. That would be it.
Right.
And would that be entertaining for you to watch, Blee?
Absolutely not.
No.
That's why I feel like she's relevant on the show.
Exactly.
Because she's the only one that ruffles her feathers.
Right.
The other moms, they're basically there, and she's like the owner. So she feels like she can tell them anything she wants.
Right.
She can say anything to them. And Cathy is her rival. So she doesn't care what she has to say.
Right.
But the difference is that the Dance Moms pay Abby to critique the kids.
And as Kelly said, I pay her.
Yeah. But they
But
don't
it wasn't
pay.
for Abby. They wouldn't all be getting those fat checks either every week.
Well, no, I know. But what I'm saying is that, for example, when Cathy starts talking about the kids, and I mean, in that sense, Abby does sometimes talk a little smack on Cathy's kids, but I haven't heard that much of it this season other than her saying that about Vivi tonight, which is inappropriate 'cause it's her daughter, and she doesn't even dance. And I'm sure
You guys
Cathy hates
crack me
herself
up,
every day
though.
because of it.
Well, that Vivi has issues?
Oh, we didn't say that.
She doesn't have issues.
No. What did I miss?
Were you here?
You like just checked out for 2 seconds?
Anyway.
That because she doesn't dance.
I love
I was like, what did I miss? Sorry.
I love that you
Cathy.
pop back in.
Cathy and
like,
her tap dancing
Outfit?
costume. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just,
Well, it wasn't good.
Well, let's talk about then real quick. Let's do a worst dress and best dress of the evening. Then I thought Kristie by far was amazing, and whoever allowed Melissa, Kelly, and Jill to wear those 3 Skittle colors, you should be dragged out in the street and like just done
Now
away with
wait a
because
minute.
It was
Now,
not cute.
I know that Kristie is the bomb.com. Yes, people still say that. But Holly was kind of
Holly, I
still
think,
says
was my
that,
favorite
too.
too.
Holly looked good.
Holly looked beautiful.
I liked
Holly.
Kristie's. I think in general she was the best dressed, and I mean technically you can
Christasia
never.
or Chrissy C?
Christasia.
Okay.
Technically, you can never be overdressed or overeducated. That's one of my favorite quotes, Oscar Wilde. But I thought her
Libra.
dress wasn't necessarily wasn't necessarily
Oscar Wilde's a
occasion
Libra.
appropriate, but she still looked amazing in
Who?
her Christie.
Christasia?
Yeah.
Yeah. And her hair
and
was
her
awesome.
hair
Her
was
makeup was
dope.
amazing, and her body is the
Yes.
best.
Yeah.
But I thought Holly looked really
And I
sophisticated.
thought
Really good.
Jackie was
I
really
agree.
beautiful.
Chrissy with the C.
I
Chrissy
liked
looked good, too.
Jackie except
Holly
for
would
the
get-
hair.
Holly would get most
the yellow
improved.
blonde with the brown and the. I hate a lot of the moms do this, and I feel like a lot of girls do this. The crunchy looking curls, where like you can very
Oh,
much tell, like you used a curling iron and you didn't brush it out. Way too much
Okay.
hairspray. Calm it down.
I really wish they would do something with Jill's hair. It's something about her hair
It's just burned
that
out.
bothers me.
It's
I don't
fried.
know. I don't know if it's thin.
It's fried.
She looks like T-Boss.
I don't know.
It's thin.
I don't know
fried.
if she needs like a different cut. I don't know if she needs to put like a weave in or something.
It's fried.
So why
She
creep?
needs something.
It's fried.
She needs something.
Yeah.
She gives me like one of those type of people that like combs it and does all this stuff and then she does this to like finish it off. Like that last little push. We all know what that is.
But I did like the green on her. I did like her dress.
The green with the red hair
Yeah.
does pop.
I liked
It
that.
did pop.
Yes. Yes. What did I miss?
I'm
trying to act like a professional.
No, I'm saying, you know, when I said that Jill brushed and then gave that last little to make sure that everything's in place. We all do that in some form or fashion.
Yes. Are you okay? Jason's crying now.
Again.
But overall, I thought the moms looked wonderful. I thought Abby even looked good too.
I thought Kristie
I
was
wish Abby,
beautiful.
I wish Abby would wear something different than like it wasn't a moo but like pants, a top,
she
and like
she had a
that.
sparkly shirt and a big
Sure.
sweater and like some
But she always has that
But
look.
she
I want
has-
to see her in
it's her
something different.
signature.
And she's dressing to
It's
her
her
size,
signature.
you know?
No,
Like-
but listen,
like, what is
Lane,
she gonna wear?
Lane Bryant makes some cute stuff.
Yeah, but you
Torrid.
can't wear jeans. Like,
I'm not saying jeans,
what
but
do you want her to wear?
Listen, she is
ball
she
gown?
is of Hollywood. I'm not saying a ball gown.
hot
She's
dress.
of Hollywood elite.
A freaking dress.
Somebody can
I'm
get
sorry.
her
Did you just call
something.
Abby of Hollywood elite?
Sure, why not?
Really?
She's good.
Oh, didn't she go to the Oscars this year? I guess technically.
Yeah, listen, whether you are A-list,
True.
B-list, Z-list, you getting in there somehow. Somebody's doing something for you.
I thought Kristie with the C looked really good. I think she's
I think
probably
red
one of the
was
most
her color.
She looked well.
She looked really well. I mean,
Good.
they all honestly,
They all look good.
great. They look great. Of course, they're gonna look great. I agree with you about the too much hairspray and Jackie's curls. I was thinking the same thing too.
Yeah.
But Abby, here, with as big as the show is getting, Abby needs to step it up too. Like it's just
She had a sequin
does,
shirt
I
on,
agree.
didn't she? Didn't she
Yeah.
have a sequin shirt?
She just, I feel
I
like
don't
she's
remember
someone who
seeing
just sticks to her guns. Like she probably knows she needs to step it up, but she's been doing the same thing for so long, and people
And it's
sort of
working out just
associate her
fine.
with something.
It's working out just fine for her. I
Fine.
think.
She never wears color either.
She doesn't. I bet
Occasionally
she
she
look
wears
really good
pink.
in color.
Occasionally.
White.
Occasionally.
White's a color.
She's
Okay.
cute. I love when
clothes.
Abby wears like the tracksuits and like the cute jewelry, and she looks more feminine. She looks more. Her energy to me seems very brooding, so I want to see her lighten up and be a little bit more light, like a little bit
Ready for
more.
love.
You know, when I met Abby a couple weeks ago, so pleasant, so nice.
She's very nice.
Light, different energy. Was this really like super cute? I was like, was this the same Abby I'm seeing on Dance Moms? Just very open and
Did you tell her to
warm.
watch her show?
That's
She's
because
like-
she
she's like your
likes-
homegirl.
What was she wearing?
She was wearing a jacket, a nice pantsuit. You know, she looked very professional. It was black, but I mean, she looked great.
No, it was great.
Was it
was
for
great.
the
It was a great
RuPaul's
top.
Drag Race?
Yeah, it was for the, it was for the
Because she's
RPGR.
happy when she's around drag queens.
She
loves a good drag
Were you like,
queen.
Abby, can you show us your drag queen?
No, but I've seen Abby outside of Drag Race, and she's like that.
Yeah.
She's very nice. She's funny.
Do you think she wears the dark colors because she's supposed to be mean and she's supposed to be like,
Authoritative.
so
I
she
thought you were going to
sticks
say,
to,
do you think she wears dark colors to be slimming?
Well, yeah, it's slimming. Like, let's
I
just
didn't
be
say you
honest.
did.
She dresses well. Everyone has to dress for their own body. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's got.
Why are you so loud tonight?
Is it wrong that I'm loud?
Like, I mean,
Should I tone it down?
you are getting hyper just about everything.
Chris, you have a point.
Well, no, we're just trying to be like, why is she wearing black? Why is she wearing black?
What's
Is it to be
wrong?
mean? I'm like, I just think she's smart.
No,
And I
it's one of those
think-
things where it's like, you know, you have that certain shirt, those certain colors where you like, okay, I look good in this. I think that's Abby, but Abby's more of the
Abby's more
darker
of a
colors.
feel good in this.
Yeah.
Than a,
She goes for comfort rather than fashion.
well,
Okay.
I thought Abby looked
although
beautiful tonight. And
yet she
had
gave Holly a
sequins on.
makeover.
I don't remember sequence.
I really thought she had sequins on.
She had,
I think she did have
a
sequins.
Kids
Did she?
Incorporated kind of sequins shirt. It was,
Sequins.
Was it
it was
tad of
great.
sequence?
A couple. I know we've been
Who's
hopping around a
rhinestone?
lot tonight.
Yeah.
Clearly,
Just like they do. Very similar
They
to
do
the
too.
reunion.
Yeah, so that's
Hopping around.
our format for tonight.
Would
as
anyone
well.
like to perform now?
A couple of random.
On the table.
5, 6, 7, 8?
Yes. 5, 6, 7, 8. Reach. Okay, couple random questions. What do we think is in Kelly's coffee cup?
Vodka.
No, she had
Definitely
Or
some
skinny
vodka.
girl
a
margarita.
shot of hypnotic.
Oh,
I think.
That's so hood.
A skinny girl margarita.
White Zinfandel,
She was like,
wine spritzer.
yeah,
Some Pinot.
some Sauvignon Blanc.
Some Pinot Grigio.
Also, do we think
Coke 45.
that Chloe would ever go to Candy Apples?
No. As much as Kristie hates Abby, she doesn't hate her that much to then have to deal with Cathy. Just
But would
saying.
she ever leave?
No. Like
Well,
Kristie
maybe when
said,
the show's not on anymore.
well, like Kristie said, they're a team, you know, and I think outside of the frustrations and everything like that, like they've built some sort of dysfunctional family.
A team or a team plus Maddie?
Ooh,
It's a team.
it's a
No,
team.
I think it's a team.
It's a
It's
team.
a family, you know. Like even when you're with like a tour cast or a show cast, you're not always going to get along with everyone. But at the end of the day, you have so many experiences with these people that no matter what, you have some kind of connection.
Thick as thieves.
Yeah.
True.
Thick as thieves.
Well, let's see what else.
Oh, what about
Kelly versus Cathy. Well, we kind of already talked about that last
I mean, not trying to steal her thunder because Abby, you are a very large woman. I
and
thought
that's
that was like,
not the reason why she said thunder. because
I
she
was
a
like,
large
really,
woman.
Cap? That was kind of a low blow.
Or what about Abby being excited that Sophia's like a mini Abby?
Oh, yeah. So you think she's a mini Abby?
I can't imagine Sophia being
I'm
mean.
so mad that we never got to hear her voice once in this entire episode.
She was dancing.
She has the highest voice. If you didn't see the episode that she was on, it's crazy. You need to look up her talking.
Speaking of Sophia, I like that they touched on, because all throughout the season we kept wondering what happened to Sophia, and we kept saying like, oh, she got booked on the job and she's over it. I like
She
that.
probably was.
Right, but I like that her mom was like, she doesn't want her child to be around that negativity.
I really like that she said that
I do
too.
too.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, we're not about that. She ain't about that life.
You could tell that Kristie and Jackie were either very prepared or perhaps trained in the way that they conducted themselves, or they're just, I don't know, I think more articulate than other moms in some ways, besides Holly. But Holly always, keeps it together.
Holly has a PhD.
Well, I've been saying that for the longest time, that the issue on the show is not Abby, it's the moms, and really, and if we really want to be honest about it, I think that the way what is being shown, we choose to watch what we watch on television because of course it's entertaining. Like, who doesn't want to see people going at it, being ghetto, whatever? Excuse my term ghetto, I apologize, but ultimately, at the end of the day, and real talk, it's a disgrace what we're seeing on TV. Like the parenting skills and the situation these kids are put in, and all the bullying that goes on. They're perpetuating so many wrong things in our society and within an hour on this show. And it's centered around such an amazing art form of dance. Like, dance is supposed to be freeing and happy and inspirational.
Right.
An outlet.
And granted, it's not all butterflies and rainbows.
Right.
But
at the end of the day, that's why we're all there.
Right. And what we're watching
and
is
the
like,
parents bring such a negative and even a negative like connotation to the dance world.
Yeah.
And to the competition world. I mean, it's just not right.
And that's why, and it's.
But it wasn't always that. Like it's gotten progressively different.
Yeah, and it's because the powers that be in reality want ratings, and ratings generates money, and at the end of the day, it's about coins. Get them coins.
It's business.
It's a business. It's a business transaction.
They have to create something that generates business.
And it's sad that when we do have moments of warmth and connection, where with Chloe and Kristie, their relationship, we were so like, oh my God, it's so nice to see that. We should see that more often. And
but you need that moment to have a break from the usual drama.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes you go,
and maybe
just
it's happening way more than we know or than we see. Like, they're not showing it, but maybe it's happening all the time.
Of course.
And even when we saw, who did we see backstage? Like Maddie and Asia. They were like super cute with each other backstage.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
kids are going to be that way.
3 weeks ago.
That's why.
Well, hopefully they stay that way.
Well, that's why
and
they
maybe
don't show
the
the
moms
kids.
sit them down like, hey, we're on this show, and the only reason we're gonna get brought back is if we
Cry.
cause drama or if we're mean to whoever's mom.
That's
or,
too much.
Well,
That's too much
integrity, though.
discussion.
Come on.
I think
agree.
I think that's why they don't show the kids, because I think the kids are friends and they hang out,
Yeah.
they have fun and everything like that. They don't bicker and argue or walk in the studio like, I don't know what that was,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
bet they. But
Yeah.
I was
Done
gonna
it
say
to
that.
me
I feel like
before.
the kids are actually,
Who?
they get along. I feel like they enjoy being around each other.
Yes.
Yeah,
And the parents, they bring the drama.
that's the drama.
Yeah.
Hence, dance mom.
Well,
Living on the dance floor.
let us combine a little news and gossip and predictions, but I don't.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Do we news and gossip?
And other news, it was hot as hell today in Los Angeles with a record.
That was yesterday.
It was hot today too. I was
Not
sweating
really.
on all
I'd
of
have
this.
to
Okay,
my hair
guys, let's come on. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it
No,
up.
I don't have any news. Sorry.
Okay, well, I did talk to Kristie Ray, who did say that she wants to come into AfterBuzz next season. They did get cleared for approval, so they definitely want to join us. Asia was booked for something today. Sophia Lucia was actually on Dancing with the Stars tonight.
Congratulations
So-
to y'all.
Yeah, so hopefully, we'll be back, or some of us will be back to do the after shows for Dance Moms, which will start
you
in
fired?
June.
Like some of us. Not to get that.
like,
no.
Carter,
Well,
you're not coming
no, we're all very, busy, talented.
Oh,
so I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure we all know who's been busy this entire season.
Are you looking at me? I mean, thank God I've been busy.
I'm not
I know, I'm like, wait a minute, he's doing a great job.
I'm not looking at you. I pulled a RuPaul and was
thank
talking about
you.
you, but not looking at you.
Oh, come on, guys. We all do love
I
each
have an
other.
announcement to make. I will not be returning to Dance Moms for the summer season. Unfortunately, I will be booked on a job. So,
All right.
I mean, just kidding, I'll be back.
Was that a bang? Was that a bang?
No.
There's a difference. Like, whole hand is hair, one finger is
Bang.
Braids is 2 hands.
Yes,
Please,
poetic
if you're
justice.
listening on iTunes, please tune into YouTube to watch today's episode, because
Jason's
it was
crazy.
pretty ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us.
This has
Blyss,
been a
thank
long
you for being
season.
our
Yes,
guest. It's been a
Blyss.
very
Thank
long
you, Blyss.
and it's still not over. Blyss, tell our fans where they can find you.
Yeah, I have a Twitter. This is Blyss. This is _Blyss. And Facebook, Blyss Ezell. EZELL. BLYSS.
Hey,
There you go.
hey.
I gotta get that spelling in.
Okay.
CrisCangero. Cris Cangero. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Add me, follow me. I'll try to keep it interesting. I mean, I always do, but.
And of course, you can find me lounging with Tony on all platforms, including Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and my website, loungingwithtony.com.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to talk to none of you online, so don't look for me, okay? Just kidding. No. You can find me on Twitter at JJCForever, also on Instagram at the Jason J. Carter, and on Facebook, Jason J. Carter and the Jason J. Carter fan page. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys all season. Giselle, you're such a beauty queen.
Oh.
Yes.
thanks.
Gorgeous.
I know, it's been a crazy day. Anyway, you can find me on social media at Giselle Ugarte, GISELLEUGARTE. Thank you so much for joining us this season, which really isn't even technically
we'll see you
over.
soon.
Oh,
So
thanks, Steven, for
we'll
today.
see you soon, Steven. Thank you so much to our
that's a
super fans.
reconciliation.
Rishka, good luck
No.
with finals.
Oh, yeah.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.